Okay, so topic of working your business with kids. Let me pull up my notes really fast because I did come prepared and I did take notes. So, the first thing that I will tell you that helps me with working my business with a small child, especially a very needy small child who does not have siblings to play with and never will have siblings to play with, prioritize family first. Okay. I will not sit here and tell you that you ever have to show up to something or take time away from your family to do something Scentsy related. The reason that we do things for Scentsy is for our family. So I'm not going to tell you take away from family time to be able to work Scentsy stuff because that's asinine. Asking you to take time away from your family when you're working a business for your family is ridiculous. And I will be the first person to tell you there is some toxic leadership on some other teams that will tell you, oh, it's only 30 minutes. Put your kid in front of the TV, do this, do that. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. If showing up to training for 30 minutes is literally the last thing on your mind, it's not going to make or break your business. But what is going to make or break your business is time management, is all the other things we're going to talk about. Prioritize your family first. Okay. Family should always come first, no matter what. Just as Orville says, spend Scentsy money on family and never family money on Scentsy. Same thing. Spend family time together. Don't spend family time on Scentsy. Okay. Um, Focus on time management. And time management is probably one of the hardest tasks for people to grasp because it's hard to look at your schedule and find snippets of time where you can do certain things. So, what I do is everything has a time limit. Okay. So, if I wake up in the morning and I say, okay, today I need to work on getting my holiday collection pre order form done for my customers. I also need to make sure I post in my VIP group. I also need to take Melly to school, make sure that I get the laundry done, make sure that I get the house clean, make sure that I get dinner started. Whatever is on my list for that day, I assign everything a time limit. So if I know that I've got to take Melly to school, she has to be at school at 9. Okay. From 9 till 10 is blocked out to take Melly to school. More like 9 to 9:30 or like 8:45 to 9:30 is blocked out to take Melly to school. Okay. And if it makes more sense for you, take a calendar that does time slots, like what they have for appointments, and write out your day. But I can tell you, if you don't have a plan, you plan to fail. Because if you don't have any semblance of rhyme or reason to your schedule and your time management, you're not going to be able to manage your time enough to be able to fit in the tiny little things that you need to do that are income producing for you. So, if I know I need to make samples, I know that I need to dedicate probably 30 minutes that day to just sitting down and making samples, bulk sampling. Okay. 30 minutes could be 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes at one time. Break it up however it works for you, but give yourself a time amount of time you want to spend on that. And when you're working on that singular thing, focus only on that. So if you know that you have 10 minutes here to be able to do some samples, put your wax in your warmer and start your 10-minute timer and work on that just for 10 minutes. Don't work on Facebook stuff. Don't work on four different things at a time. Don't watch Netflix in the background because you're going to get sidetracked so easily. Toots, do you need out? Can you just like hang on 20 minutes? The cat is like pawing at the door. Next thing is turn off any distractions that you can. It's so easy for people to say, oh, I work my business while watching Netflix. Yo, you're either not watching Netflix or you're not working your business because you can't put your attention to both. I will say the caveat to that is making samples. I sat and watched the Dahmer documentary while making samples today. Completely different. Okay. So turn off any distractions you can. If you find yourself gravitating towards looking at your phone, turn on do not disturb mode. Do not disturb mode is your friend. You can even now with iPhones, you can set it up so do not disturb does not include important family members. So like before it used to be if you turned on do not disturb, nobody could contact you. Now you can set it up so you have specific family members or specific people in your contacts who have access to you even when you're in do not disturb mode. So I have it set up. My phone goes on do not disturb mode at 9:15 at night and doesn't come back on until 7 o'clock in the morning. And the only people who can contact me are my parents, my brother, my brother's girlfriend, my cousin Lauren, Carly, because she'll call me like randomly sometimes, and my husband and my in-laws. It is the important information, important people that I need to be able to have access to me in the middle of the night should there be an emergency. Um, Another thing you can do is involve your kids. And we're going to go a little bit deeper into that based off of like ages of your kids a little bit later, because I know it's easy to say involve your kids and then you're like, but they don't do it right. Okay. Trust me. Trust me. I have obsessive compulsive disorder. And when my child puts the stickers on bars wonky, it literally gives me an aneurysm. Like I can't. So you want to know what I do? I have her sit on the floor if I really need to get something done and she is awake. I have her sit on the floor. I hand her note cards, just like these. These are dollar store note cards, okay? Note cards and some crayons. And I say, write thank you customers to your, or thank you notes to your customers. Do you want to know what my customers love? Getting a Melly Picasso. Because all she can do right now is draw smiley faces. And they're like circle, very tiny dot, like line across. So they're like faces. They're not even smiles. But my customers love it because it's a little touch from Melly and they know that she had a hand in helping me pack my orders. You can also have kids help sort things by color. It's really good for them for cognitive learning. You can really involve them in your business and help them count money. Teach them how to sort orders when they come in on local orders. Tell them, okay, I'm looking for such and such item. It's this color. Can you put it in this pile? I do that with Melly all the time because it lets her feel like she's being helpful. Thank you, babe. Lets her feel like she's being helpful without being up my butt. And lets her feel like she's being helpful without putting stickers on wonky because it drives me nuts. Another thing you can do, and this is for my leaders, this is not necessarily for an everyday consultant. This is for my leaders who find that they just literally cannot manage team stuff, personal stuff, all of the things all at once. Contemplate hiring help, y'all. I know that it's another expense. Find some teenage kid local to you. Abby, I'm looking at you because you're right near a military base. Find some teenage kid who can come and help you organize your Scentsy stuff, who can help you do your Happy Mail, things like that. Because I know Happy Mail is something you struggle with. Find some teenage kid who you can't technically pay money to and pay them in Scentsy. See if you can find a military spouse who's bored and wants to come over and do some clerical work for some Scentsy. Pay in what you have. You don't have to pay in money. Pay in Scentsy. We've all got it lying around. Okay. And I guarantee you there will be somebody out there who's like, you know what? I could use some Scentsy. And I do that to Gracie all the time. Now, granted, I pay Gracie $200 a month to come and help me. She comes 4 days. No, she comes 2 days a week, 4 weeks. So 8 days a month. Okay. And she gets $200 a month. So really, if you break that down, she's only getting what, $25 a day, but she comes for a couple hours and literally probably doesn't do $25 a day worth of work. It's not a ton of work I have her come do, but sometimes it's just nice having somebody come and help you. Like literally, y'all, I would lose my brain if it wasn't for Gracie. She keeps me like so hyper focused on what needs to be done. But I pay her $200 a month. But anytime I put in an order and I have host credit or half price items, I'm like, Gracie, what do you want? What do you need? And I just give her that because God knows I don't need any more Scentsy stuff. I've been getting free stuff for the last 8 years. I don't need it. Pay them in free Scentsy. I promise you, you will find somebody who will take you up on that offer. And literally just keep searching until you find somebody who will let you pay them in Scentsy, and just be like, look, I'm really trying to build my business. I have this to offer. All I need is you to help me with my happy mail. It involves sending out like five things a week. I will make sure I have the stamps, and I make sure I have the envelopes, and I have whatever. But I just need your help with that. I'll pay you in free Scentsy. What did Scott say? Run my socials, can't keep up between school. Yeah, socials is tough because so you can hire a social media marketing manager. They're out there. Fiverr is a really good website you can look at, Fiver. They have all kinds of different people on Fiverr. I think it's Fiverr. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody. But they have all kinds of people you can hire for different tasks. So like if you need a graphic designer, you pay by design, so on and so forth. But you can literally hire people for anything. I am going to tell you, and this is something that all of you will learn if you ever make it to a leadership level. Leadership is smoke and mirrors, okay? A lot of what we do behind the scenes involves a lot of help. Every single SSD either has a nanny, a house cleaner, or an assistant. I have yet to meet one who doesn't have one of those three things: a nanny, a house cleaner, or an assistant. Because one, it's a business write-off. Two, you cannot do everything. You cannot be superhuman. You don't have 8 arms to be able to get everything done. You either need somebody to help you with the kids, somebody to help you with the housework, or somebody to help you with your business. So if you are in this business for business, start treating it like one. Find somebody you can pay in Scentsy to do those things. Trade house cleaning services for Scentsy. I promise you, you will find somebody who will do it. There are people out there. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do down in Georgia without Frank. I'm going to die. Okay, so next is set time limits to get things done. We talked about that. Okay, so if you have kids who are up your butt while you're trying to get some work done, assign chores for them to do while you're working. So simple things. Have them check in with you when they're done with one thing and give them something else to work for, but always incentivize them to get those things done. So for me, that's like the SSD call. Okay, SSD calls are Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Sometimes Melly does not nap. Okay, and it is literally the worst because I'm sitting on a call with a toddler in my lap, trying to pay attention to all of the things that home office has to say and tell us. And I can't pay attention because Melly's talking in my ear. So what do? I give her something to focus on. I say, okay, Mel, hey, can you do me a favor? And she's like, yes, Mama, what can I do for you? It's like the greatest thing since sliced bread to her. And I'm like, hey, if you'll go pick up all the toys in the living room, I'll give you a chocolate chip. She don't know that they're mini chocolate chips. She don't care. It's chocolate. More than likely, I'll probably give her like 5. And she's like, oh my God, I got 5 chocolate chips. She thinks it's the greatest thing ever. Incentivize them to do things to get out of your hair for a little bit. But don't just incentivize them by putting them in front of the TV. Okay? The TV is great, but at the same time, incentivize them to do things that are going to make your life easier. If your kids are not old enough to do that, some of you have babies, okay? Swings, bouncers, best inventions ever. I promise you, Melly lived in her swing for whatever. She napped in that thing. Y'all can mom shame me all you want. My kid napped in her swing. She was never out of eyesight from me. She literally slept right in that thing. And get one that automatically rocks. The Slim Spaces, the Graco Slim Spaces one, best thing ever. It plugs right in, automatically rocks. Or baby wear. I know, look at a sleepy baby. Put her down, Mama.
I literally tried a second ago and she was like,
they always do that.
yeah,
That's why I was so thankful that Melly took a binky, because if she woke up, I just put the binky back in her mouth and she was good to go.
she's the first kid that's ever took one, and I've been doing that, and I can put her down like halfway mellow and then pop her the thing in her mouth and she goes to sleep, and I'm like,
You're like, what do I do with
100%.
my hands?
Yes, it's awesome. So
Yeah.
pretty.
And some kids don't like the swing. Bouncers help with that if they'll sit in a bouncer. Melly loved her swing. She literally lived in it. So the other thing you can do is tire your kids out. If your kids are too old for being babies and being contained, but too young to do like chores, like if they're between like 1 and 2, tire them out. Spend your mornings tiring your kids out. When I know that I needed Melly to rest before she went to preschool and I had like 3 hours of solitude to myself, one of the biggest things that I did was I found some way to get her out of the house every single day. My favorite thing ever to let her do was I took her to Target and I let her run the aisles. Took her to Target bright and early in the morning, because you want to know who's not in Target? Anybody, bright and early in the morning. Take them to Walmart, take them to the mall, wherever. I would take her somewhere that I could just let her run. And I was a couple steps behind her. But you want to know what? 2 things. 1, tired her out. 2, put a smile on everybody around her's faces, because every time somebody would see this little tiny toddler running through the mall, they'd think it's the greatest thing ever. They think it's the funniest thing. It's fall, pumpkin patch. Take your kids to the pumpkin patch. Let them walk around and look at pumpkins. Let them play with the farm animals. Let them do that type of stuff. I've also taken Melly to children's museums. A lot of them have seasons passes that you can purchase to take them to the children's museums. Do something fun with them that's going to exhaust them, so that when you get home, literally all they want to do is be a zombie. Let them be a zombie. And then while they're napping, get your work done. Don't while they're napping say, okay, you know what? It's time for me to take a nap. If you have things to do. If you don't have things to do, nap away. Nap away, mama, because I do it. I absolutely do it. But if you've got things to do, prioritize getting your things done before you take a nap. I know sometimes sleep feels like it's super important, but we can sleep when we're dead. Y'all, I love you. Don't give me those faces. Don't give me those faces. They make coffee and energy drinks for a reason, boo-boos. I'm talking to the sleep deprived right now. But I can promise you that even if you do one small task before you take your nap, you're going to feel much more accomplished when you get back up. Focus on your IPAs. If you only have a small amount of time, focus on the things that are income producing for you. Okay. And that doesn't mean social media posts. That doesn't mean creating graphics. Income producing activities, finding new customers, booking parties, getting people to join, focusing on trying to book events. Not the beer. What beer? Oh yeah, not the IPA, not the hoppy one. Focus on your income producing activities, the things that are going to generate revenue for you. It is real fun to make all kinds of graphics on Canva, but if they're not paying your bills, stop making them. Okay. It's all fun and dandy to come up with these cutesy ideas of different things you could put together in baskets. Focus on the simple things. Focus on the income producing follow-ups. Y'all, if you're not doing follow-ups, come on. How long have we been doing this and you're still not doing follow-ups? If I could drill one thing into your head and give you a darn lobotomy on follow-ups, I'd give you a lobotomy on follow-ups. Do it. Do your follow-ups. Do your happy mail. If you find that is income producing for you, if it's not income producing for you, don't do it. Book parties, network, get out in public and meet some freaking people. Find new customers, find new ways to meet people, book some small events, book some big events, book some, I don't know, whatever you want. Don't bite off more than you can chew. As moms, we are the worst at this. We are more often than not stretched thin beyond thin. We do it to ourselves because we want to be people pleasers. We want to be the type of people who do everything. Okay. We're not superhuman. We as moms are not superhuman as much as we would like. As much as I tell Abby she is superwoman, and I strongly believe Abby is superwoman, we are not superhuman. Okay. We can't do everything. There is a breaking point. And more often than not, our mom's like this, and we're bending, 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 bending until we snap. And then what happens when we snap? We're burnt out, we're touched out. We don't want to be near our kids. We don't want to be near our husbands. We don't want to be near anybody. We just want to exist. Stop stretching yourself out thin. Don't bite off more than you can chew. If it is not going to be income producing for you or business producing for you, or it's not going to benefit your family in some way, then don't do it. If it's not a hell yes, y'all, learn to say hell no. If it's not a yes, if it's not an automatic yes, I need to do that, it's a no. Never stop innovating. This is one that will go for anybody, not just moms, not just people with kids. Okay. Never stop trying to be better. You will never be the best at this business. You will never be the best at anything. Okay. There's no best, that somebody will always come behind you and be the best. Okay. So be good at everything you do, or even great at everything you do. Never stop innovating. Find new ways to work your business. Find new ways to spoil your customers. Find new ways to network. Find new ways to book parties. Find new ways to do the things that bring you income. And never stop trying to find new ways. That is the key to growth and success, is never stop trying. Every single day, try something new to build your business. I think the most important thing to being a business owner and a mom is remember why you started. Remember why you started this business, because more often than not, if you have kids, it's primarily either because one, you need something that's other than being a mom, or two, you're doing it to provide financial freedom for your family, or both. Yep. So remember at the core of everything why you are doing this, why you get up every single day and do one thing income producing for your business. I promise you, if you get up every day and start doing one income producing thing every single day and making the time to do that one income producing thing every day, that you are going to see so much growth over the next year. If you have not read the book Atomic Habits, it is an amazing book on Abby, I'll send it to you. It's Atomic Habits. I have the physical book. It's amazing. I think it's Simon Sinek is the author of it, but the premise of the book is that tiny little habits that you do every single day build up to greater reward. So like getting up every single day and making your bed every single day compounds to making you feel more put together. So they're tiny little habits that then become atomic habits, these big habits that literally could change your life. So it might start by making your bed every day, but making your bed every day could turn into making your bed every day and making sure all your laundry's picked up off the floor, which could then turn into the laundry actually makes it into the washer every day. And then it could turn into, oh crap, I've got all the laundry done. What do I have to do today? I can take a nap. Okay. So Atomic Habits is a wonderful book about making sure that you do little tidbits, but yeah, just remember why you started, because we all do this for a specific reason. And more often than not, if you're on this call, it's because you're a parent, or you are in a to-be parent. And it's really hard some days to separate being a parent and being a business owner. So don't try separating them altogether. Y'all, Melly was sitting at my computer desk earlier watching Blue's Clues on my computer while I made copious amounts of sample packs on the floor. Whatever works. I know I hate sitting on the floor. Literally the worst. Sarah, you'll have to let me know how you like it. Oh, snotty. Sure, Beth, you have a question. What's up? Oh, James Clear. Yes. Atomic Habits. God, my sinuses are all jacked up. Oh, I think your sound cut out.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you now. What the heck? Your sound keeps cutting out. Just use the chat for me. Beth said, what scents are popular this fall? You can always look at our catalog and see what the best sellers are. Those are always our popular ones. I will tell you, out of the new releases, my most popular have been Blackberry Spice and Velvet Moon. Those have been my two most popular. By Abby. Oh yeah, the scent of the month for next month is going to sell great. The scent of the month for next month has been warming in my warmers all day long because I've been making samples, and it has been the first foodie pumpkiny scent that I don't want to vomit while warming it. Oh, winterberry apple tea is always bomb. Yeah, so you can look in our catalog and there will be next to fragrances, it'll say bestseller, and that'll tell you that it's a really good seller. Christmas Cottage will probably kick in closer to like November as a bestseller. Bright Cider Life is always good. You can always guarantee pumpkin roll, pumpkin cinnamon swirl, anything pumpkin right now. Autumn Road Trip is my favorite. I love me some Autumn Road Trip. Let me turn off the recording. How do I turn it off?